Hey guys, and welcome to Lavender Tea Tarot. I'm going to go ahead and just jump straight off into the reading. My information, if you're interested in personals, are in the description box below, okay? And just a heads up, the glare is terrible. My lighting, I have to fix it, so just bear with me, okay? So let's see what comes out for you guys. Some of you guys made the right choice, okay? Whatever decision or whatever situation took for you to have to sit back and take a strategic, logical point of view or decision making, you guys were successful at it. For some of you, it could have been business, okay? You guys could have made the smart, logical decision to separate and become a sole proprietor of your own business, or to separate from a partnership that wasn't doing so well, that winded up going down, and you saved yourself and your profits just in time. Some of you, for a very few of you, this could be related to stock market, okay? Some of you could be into stock marketing and stop investing into a company right before they crashed and was able to save your money. That's only for a select few, okay? So I do feel here that you have someone here that's pretty irritated. This could be an air sign, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, that's irritated with you making the decision to separate yourself from them and be single from them, okay? This person I'm hearing could be very wishy-washy. So one minute they may seem like they want a relationship with you, but then the next they're not. For some of you, again, if this is business, you guys could have separated from a business partner who wasn't really making the best decisions. Maybe they were taking on more jobs than you guys can finish, or they were spending money more than you guys were making money, and you guys separated from this person and they're upset about it. I feel like this person could be frustrated with you, okay? But I don't feel the reason behind them being frustrated is really valid. I do feel like you could have gave this person fair warning. You know, if you don't get your act together, or if you don't make smarter business decisions, you know, I'm going to have to just leave. I'm going to have to take my things and go. Again, whether this is a romantic relationship or a business partnership. I do feel like you guys passed up on an offer. Okay, you guys definitely passed up on some sort of offer that was given to you. For some of you, it could have been a job offer. But maybe the boss or the manager or the supervisor, they could have been doing this with some type of intent. I'm hearing for some of you to wear you out, to cause you to want to, you know, leave the job. And so by you saying no to them first and actually leaving before they could, I guess, fire you, and you left amicably, that saved you, you know, maybe saved you money, or it saved you your reputation. And again, for you guys who this is a relationship, I do feel like someone may have offered you a gift of some sort, you know, to heal something. You know, if you guys had an argument, this person came back and said, hey, let's talk about this, or let me treat you to some coffee, right? Or let's go out on a date, and you just said no to all of it. And by doing that, despite this person being upset with you, I feel like you did something good for yourself. You made the correct judgment by not going for someone's antics or not falling for someone's trap. And with this, I feel like they may not be healing, but you are. And I feel like whoever this person is, this King of Swords who's not healing, this person always left it to you to be the one to heal them. So let me try to figure out who this King of Swords is. For some of you, if this guy, because this could be a masculine energy, but bear in mind that, you know, both men and women carry masculine energy, but I did say man, so this could be an actual man, the King of Swords here. If you guys were in a romantic relationship, with this masculine here. You guys could have shared a child or children together. You could be pregnant right now, okay? And this masculine could be upset that you're pregnant. Maybe you've made the decision to move on because your relationship with this King of Swords, again, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, it wasn't harmonious. It was possibly even toxic. And when you moved on to something that was way better than what he had for you or what they had for you, and you wind up getting pregnant, starting a whole new life. And this person, they're upset, or they're going to be upset upon finding out that some of you are pregnant, that some of you started off this new relationship, period. You know, they're going to be upset about something not going their way, okay? So I do feel here, okay. So this King of Swords, I don't necessarily feel remorse. I don't feel it as of yet. But I do feel like this King of Swords regrets juggling you with someone else from their past. This air sign could be an Aquarius male, or they could have been dealing with an Aquarius, or they could have been juggling you since Aquarius season, and you may not have known about it, okay? But I do feel that they are regretful for juggling you. They're regretful for missing out on an opportunity that they had with you, because they allowed themselves to, I'm hearing, engorge and duplicit energy. I don't know if they got with someone, and this may sound weird for some of you, but they could have cheated on you with a person who reminded them of you. I don't know either. I don't know if they felt like it was easier for them to deal with someone who probably was as sweet as you, but, you know, unlike you, where you know your value and you know your worth, this person was probably sweet, but they didn't care about, you know, being cheated on, or they didn't care about being lied to, you know, and this King of Swords was able to get away with whatever they couldn't get away with you, you know, with doing. But whatever the situation was, it did not grow between this King of Swords and this other person. It didn't go anywhere. I feel like it was very argumentative. It was a lot of conflict. Okay, these two could never settle, and maybe that's when the regret came in. So I'm picking up that this energy is now, this is present energy, because I don't feel like this pre-empress energy, which could be you, and again, you guys can reverse the roles if you want. I feel like you're not in this person's life while this is going on. So this King of Swords is like regret about juggling you, and then eventually doing it for so long that you catch on and you move on, or you give up and you move on, or they let you go and then they decided to move on. However the exit, you know, happened, it transpired. This person, they're regretful now. Again, whether they're remorseful, because there is a difference. Regretting and being remorseful, there is a difference. When you regret something, you regret doing it because it did not work out for your benefit. But remorse is, even if this was going good for this King of Swords, they would feel remorse for how they did you or how they handled the situation. So this person, they're going through a lot with whoever this person is. I just heard terminally ill, okay? So someone could be terminally ill, or they could be dealing, this person that they left could be like a cancer to them, okay? You could be a cancer, but I feel like someone literally feels that someone surpasses being a thorn in their behind. Like, this person's cancerous. So what I'm taking from that is that this masculine energy feels like the person with whom they left you for, you know, is an illness, or is someone or something that keeps coming back. They won't leave. It's like every time they try to get rid of them, something else pops up where this third party is included in it. It's like they can't, like, I'm starting to feel annoyed now. Like it's like I can't get you away from me for some reason here. Judgment here can also mean death as well, okay? It can also mean death. Rising of the dead, the Lazarus effect, when you raise the dead. Somebody here, this King of Swords, with whomever this third party is or was, I feel like this is someone that they gave life back into, or like a relationship that they decided to breathe life back into. Because with the Judgment, it's about the Lazarus effect. You know, sometimes it can mean bringing something back up from the dead. And with Temperance in the reverse, it lets me know that whatever it was that he brought back up from the dead was not on some, you know, Jesus is coming back and, you know, he's raising up of angels. It's like raising up of a zombie or something, like something that should have stayed dead. Because Temperance in reverse, that's disharmony, you know, that's disorganization, that's major imbalance. So whatever he brought back up into his life is something that he should have kept dead. And I feel like he realized that as soon as he lifted it back up from the grave. Now, why did he bring this back up? I don't know. Let me see. Why did this King of Swords give this life? You know, already I can see it. This person, they allowed for something that should have stayed dead to come back to life because they were given an offer. They were given an offer, and it was very immature, okay, whatever this offer was. I feel like whatever this offer was, it was like, you know, yeah, I'm dealing with the pre-empress, but I could, you know, take some head right now. Or, you know, yeah, I don't mind hanging out, like, you know, and smoking or something. And then one thing led to another. It was like they allow for something to come back off of an offer that they could have really walked away from but chose not to. I don't know why I'm picking up that this King of Swords could have entertained this past person because they tried to make a statement or a point to this pre-empress that no one can run them, no one can have control over them. So it's almost like I'm gonna only entertain and talk to this third party from my past that even I know I have no business entertaining, because the pre-empress said not to. Because the pre-empress said for me to be faithful, and who is this pre-empress to tell me to be faithful in this monogamous relationship? I do what I want, you know. Yeah. So yeah, this person had a lot of control issues here. Yeah, this person could have been hiding back or fighting back their emotions for this pre-empress. I feel like this person was in love with the pre-empress, and believe it or not, this person had the potential and may have even been an emperor. And again, this could be the father of your child or children. You guys could have talked about having kids, or you guys could have, you know, had kids already before they got in a relationship, so there could have been stepkids involved. But I feel like this person, they had an issue, and I do not see strength out here, but I feel like this person had an issue with their ego. They had an issue with wanting to make a statement, wanting to make a point that nobody asked for them to make, and it caused them like an amazing once in a lifetime relationship. And I literally mean a once in a lifetime relationship. Like, they even know they're not gonna find anyone else like the pre-empress. But before, they looked at it like, well, let me put this pre-empress in her place, you know, as this emperor, and let her know that, you know, I can leave whenever I want, or I could talk to whoever I want. And if I'm with her, it's because I choose to be with her, and she needs to be more grateful. It's like they have this kiss my feet kind of energy going on. It's pretty weird. What's the energy revolving around this emperor? Queen of Swords. Yeah, they went straight to somebody who was their match. Because remember, over here we have the King of Swords, if you guys can see that. Yeah, so they went to someone here who was their match. But again, with the Two of Pentacles, this is being all over the place, okay? With the Five of Cups, this is regret. The Star card, I know for some people, the Star card could mean fame and fortune and wishes, but the Star can also mean, you know, publicity, being very public. When you think about the Star, everyone can see stars. Everyone can see the star, right? And so not only is this person dealing with, like, they've met their match, I'm seeing here, but everybody knows it. Everybody sees it. So some way, somehow, this King of Swords' social circle knows this Queen of Swords. And I don't mean knows like, okay, you know, they introduced this Queen of Swords thinking that, you know, they were going to embarrass this pre-empress and everybody was going to fall in love with this new person after the pre-empress gained her self-empowerment and walked away. And now he's like, well, you know what, let me show her. I'm gonna have all my family, my friends fall in love with this Queen of Swords, and everybody gonna look at this pre-empress like she was a waste of time. And no, it wasn't that. It could have been for some of you guys, but what I'm feeling for majority of you guys, these two could have been in the same social circle. These two could have been friends before they got into a situation. I guess I don't even know what to call what they're in a relationship, I guess. But I feel like the only reason why they crossed that line and made things official was because this King of Swords wanted to try to prove a point to this pre-empress once this pre-empress made the decision to walk away and to do for herself. And mind you guys, this King of Swords, he's in love with this pre-empress. So rather than, you know, go after this pre-empress and say, no, don't leave. Like, let's work on this. Let me stop being such an emperor, King of Cups, and holding back my emotions and let you in on what's really going on, right? They said, well, you know what? Let me make it official with the broad that I've been sleeping with behind your back and make you jealous with the Five of Wands here. And yeah, that didn't work. That did not work. That did not work. They thought it was successful. They thought it was successful, but it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. It wasn't successful. What is the Seven of Swords here? Oh man, this person's tripping balls. Yeah, they realized. I'm hearing shortcoming. Yeah, just like how this King of Swords stepped out on you to deal with this person, and I feel like they were both hee-heeing and ha-haing and kiki-keying about it and thinking it was so cute that they was doing all of this messed up stuff behind the pre-empress's back and cheating and having this full-on affair and living their best life with no regards for how the, you know, pre-empress would feel once the pre-empress, because I feel like the pre-empress is like gone, like out of the picture, right? And it's just these two. I feel like this Queen of Swords started to show her true character once she felt like the coast was clear. So I do feel like the Queen of Swords let off this facade that with the Chariot here, let me move it over. With the Chariot here, she was this successful, I'm hearing entrepreneur, businesswoman. You know, she was very much secure about herself and who she was as a person, as an individual, and as a woman. She was well respected. She respects herself, yada, 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 yada. And once the pre-empress just left and was like, look, I'm out of here, you know, I'm checking up the deuces, I'm out, this King of Swords seeing the Queen of Swords exactly for who she or he was. And I feel like this Queen of Swords basically wanted to be in a hoe. I'm not going to really sugarcoat it here. She was basically a hoe, okay? And I feel like the reason that this King of Swords is stressing right now, okay, with that Hermit on top of the 7 and the 9 of Swords, is because there's something going on, okay, I feel with this King of Swords that he's worried about. And it has something to do revolving around this Queen of Swords. So I'm going to be a little nosy and figure out what exactly is it that he may have found out. So the person he was dealing with could have been a Leo or a Taurus or a Virgo. I feel like this King of Swords is realizing that they made an impulsive decision by choosing to give back life to this Queen of Swords, because even before the pre-empress exited stage left, okay, and left this third-party situation, probably even unbeknownst to her that she had left a whole triangular situation, I do feel that this King of Swords had a choice to take up that offer. Remember, we seen the Three of Wands with the Page of Cups. Take up this offer and then possibly lose the woman of your dreams, right? Or, you know, mush this broad in the forehead and keep walking beside your pre-empress, and then you guys both enter empress emperor energy. And we all see here clearly he chose to entertain this third party. And yeah, he realizes now that he made a huge mistake. So going back to whether or not if it was just regret that this King of Swords felt with that Five of Cups there, I feel a sense of remorse here as well, because he made the decision to walk away from a higher level of commitment here with the Hierophant. Possibly was being warned by spirit to not. That's why the Temperance is here in the reverse. This King of Swords was not listening to their intuition. They weren't listening to their higher selves, is what I'm hearing. And I feel like their higher selves were screaming for this King of Swords, do not go back to the past. Leave this affair in the ground. Leave it in the grave. Do not dig it back up. She will come back up as a zombie, or he will come back up as a zombie, and they're gonna bite your neck and infect you. Leave it alone. And this King of Swords, out of ego, out of pride, and trying to make a point that ain't nobody asked them to make, they decided to give this life. And I feel like with the Strength and the Hierophant, they chose ego off of spiritual, guidance, and off their intuition and their heart, because the heart knows what the heart wants. And I feel like this person really, they knew that they wanted this pre-empress, but they just, for some of you, this King of Swords could have attacked, okay, this pre-empress. And that's a huge mistake, because the pre-empress, right, is just a level below an empress, like just about to get to empress level. And an empress is a very fancy way of saying a divine feminine, and I know that that's used a lot in tarot, but a divine feminine and masculine is children of God, right? And we have the Hierophant here. This person could have physically, verbally, mentally assaulted and or abused a divine feminine or a divine masculine. Okay, you could be a male and be pre-empress energy, it doesn't matter. But when you attack God's children, that's a whole different ball game. You being an idiot, right, and sleeping with these women out here that don't respect themselves, or these men out here that don't respect themselves, is one thing. But when you do that and you lie, and then to top it all off, you start to try to make a pre-empress feel despondent about themselves, or you start to attack them to make them feel like they need you, or you physically assault them or put your hands on them, God is going to have a field day with you. And I don't feel that the pre-empress is holding anything against this King of Swords. And that's why it's so emphasized that when someone does us wrong, we forgive so that God can come in and do what he has to do. Because as long as we hold on to bitterness towards the past person, God can't do what he can do, because we're holding on to that resentment, that anger. But then as soon as you let it go, you're saying, God, I let it go and I give the situation and I put it in your hands. God's wrath is greater than any type of revenge a human being could try to put down to another human being. And I feel like that's what this King of Swords is going through right now. Like this whole, I made a mistake, I regret this. This Queen of Swords is a bitch. She's driving me crazy. I'm having anxiety because now I'm realizing that I made the wrong decision and I can't go back. That's just the stem of the cherry on top. That's not even the cherry on top. That's just the long red stem on top of the cherry. So this King of Swords hasn't seen nothing yet. Nothing yet, okay? Nothing yet. So I was about to say, where's this pre-empress? The pre-empress in this situation, again, put yourself where you resonate. You could be this King of Swords. Don't lie. You could be, the third party, okay? And you could be this pre-empress. And I feel like this pre-empress, a lot of revenue is coming in to this pre-empress's life. Again, you could be a male and be pre-empress. But I feel like a lot of revenue, okay, is coming in. This pre-empress could be taking back up school. They could be picking up better paying career or financial opportunities. I do feel like they are planning on starting their own business. Yeah, this pre-empress is, they're coming up on a lot of success here. For some of you, this pre-empress could be studying to be a doctor, a lawyer, some type of persons of authoritative status, okay? And if that's not the case, if someone's not training to become a police officer, a security guard, or something of that sort, I do feel like this pre-empress is protected as he or she is moving forward in their lives and investing in what helps them grow, okay? And money is looking great for this person. It is looking great. Yeah. This King of Swords is going to try to come back in and try to reunite with this pre-empress, but it's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. They want to come back and say, hey, there's no more third party. And it's like, wow, that's great, but that has nothing to do with me. You know, you already chose who it was that you wanted to be with. And just because you chose the other person over me and hit a brick wall, right, does not mean that you get to moonwalk and come back this way and then act like that didn't happen. You already chose your destination. You walked away from this relationship. Right? You treated me like crap for this person, and this person, they're not gone. Even if this King of Swords broke things off with this Queen of Swords, this Queen of Swords is still lingering. She's literally like a herpes bump. She will not go away. If this King of Swords slap on some Karmax for a second, she might be gone for a second, but then she'll come right back when he's stressed out. Yeah, it's just chaos, man. It's just nothing but chaotic energy. This King of Swords cannot get any rest around this Queen of Swords. His phone is constantly blowing up. I'm talking, this man can change his phone company, phone number. She'll still find a way to contact him. Facebook page can get turned off. She'll still find a way to track him. Yeah, this King of Swords, this is, again, just the stem of the cherry on top, but whatever he's going to try to come and offer this pre-empress is tired. You know, whatever he's trying to give her is tiring. And whatever he's trying to give her is not gonna blow over. She's not gonna take it. Yeah. She wants nothing to do with this King of Swords. And this King of Swords with the Hangman energy, he won't be able to fully let go, like ever let go. Every time he goes to sleep or tries to go to sleep, he's up all night. He's up all night looking like this guy. Where is it? He's up all night looking like this guy. Can't sleep. Can't eat. You know, can't do much of anything. Just up all night looking like this guy and not able to get any kind of relaxation any point in his life at all. I'm hearing the grace of God. I feel like if he just repents and asks for forgiveness, I was going to say it'll get better for him, but I feel like he has a lot of karmic debt to pay. I feel like repenting is the first step, but he's going to have to deal with a whole bunch of karma. Because I feel like when he was trying to attack the Spree Empress, when he could have just left with the third party, he was doing, you know, the devil's work. He was allowing the devil to do work through him or her to try to break down this innocent, you know, pre-empress energy that was doing nothing but what they were called to do at that point in time, which was to be with this King of Cups that turned King of Swords, and then, you know, got what he was calling for, a Queen of Swords that he cannot get rid of now. So, you know, well, that's really about it. You know, they're not going to get any good sleep. They're not eating well. I feel like this person's health could be deteriorating. It's not going good for this person, and I don't feel like God has even touched this person yet. This is all the Queen of Swords doing. So imagine having to deal with the Queen of Swords and then not even dealing with God's wrath yet. Like, the Queen of Swords is just karma. The beginning of the karma. You haven't even dealt with God's wrath yet, because the thing is, the fact that I picked up that this King of Swords could have been abusive, and understand that abuse does not always have to be just physical. It doesn't just always have to be verbal or mental. Sometimes there's spiritual abuse, economic abuse. People can use a child or children against a parent as abuse, right? Or trying to use the dominant, you know, toxic masculine mentality as abuse, like I'm the man of the household and you can't leave the house because I said so. That's abuse as well. Or trying to use threats and coercion by punching holes in walls and yelling at someone. That's abuse as well. And I feel like this King of Swords has put someone through that. Again, a King of Swords, even though it's a king, could be a woman. Maybe this woman was sitting here saying, you know, if you ever leave me, saying this to the pre-empress, if you ever leave me, I'll harm myself, or I'll tell people that you did this to me and did that to me. That's a form of abuse as well. To threaten to defame someone's character is a form of mental abuse. It's a form of trying to threaten someone to stay, which is another form of abuse. And so you got to understand that God is going to have their wrath, his wrath with this person. Okay, because, you know, the Bible says that God hates abusers. He hates people who love violence. So this person, I mean, they haven't even put a toe in the water of karma that they're going to have to deal with. Okay, so this was a reading that came out for the collective. Again, my name is Lavender T. Tarot, and I want to thank you guys so much for joining me. If you guys are interested in the personal, my information is in the description box below. Okay, so until next time, stay safe and have a good one. Bye.